Hello and welcome back to Handcrafted Geek. Today we're going to be reviewing OWE from the 20th of May 2020. We do have a lovely moment of respect for Shad from Crime Time, who has recently passed away. Our first matchup is the Taizu Fist Master Mengli Falcon versus the Scorpion Fist Master Scorpio XX. So at the beginning of this match, we see a really nice sign of respect from them. As the match starts, we see Scorpio taking full control in a very slow, methodical way to take down his opponent, Mengli. As we know, Mengli is very powerful. He's got a lot more weight behind him than Scorpio. And also, he'll have more power in the punch and kicks. However, with Scorpio is really taking advantage by using his technical mastery, in which he wants to take this ability away from Falcon and basically disarm him, so he'll be able to take him down with his speed, his power, and his legs with those amazing kicks. We do see Mengli Falcon trying to take control back from Scorpio by doing a few reversals and also trying to work on body parts, but to no avail. After this little exchange, we see Mengli power overwhelming Scorpio XX and being able to work on his arm even more, which results into a quick pinfall on Scorpio, where Mengli is getting the advantage over Scorpio. We then see the Taizu Fist Master throwing Scorpio XX to the outside and slamming his arm onto the apron, and then he rolls him back into the ring. A nice body slam into a 2 count by Mengli Falcon. And then we see him follow up with a single leg Boston Crab. Eventually, Scorpio takes control with his speed, his flexibility, and strength in his kicks. Starts to take full control of this matchup. A running clothesline into a fantastic suspended dropkick. But then we see another amazing exchange with a pace quickened immensely, and eventually we see that the Taizu knee connects and devastated Scorpio XX. We have a 1-2 count. Then Mengli wheels himself up. We see Mengli picking up Scorpio for the sit-down powerbomb. But he doubles over in pain, which is very unclear what is actually happening. But then Scorpio XX takes a roll up and gets the 1-2-3 victory. I give this match a 3 out of 5 star rating. It's a very nice match, very technical, great way to start off any event. And now we have our second match. The Flying Prince Jingjia versus HY Hawk. Hawk basically requesting this match because he's saying he got a way to beat the Flying Prince. We are both in the ring, and we have Hawk again with the trash talking, telling the Flying Prince he can barely even jump, let alone fly. But amidst all this, Michael Nee receives a little help from the director's son, who gives him a video to watch. One of Jinjia, the Flying Prince, making a cocktail, and HY Hawk spiking the drink. However, the man who drinks the drink is actually one Mengli Falcon. As the video ends, Gal makes his move to beat the living hell out of HY Hawk. But there is a stipulation in the match where aerial moves are not allowed at all. We then have Hawk trying to tee off on Jinjia, trying to prove himself the best wrestler in China. But all that does is results into a body slam. Then Hawk eventually tries to use his own speed to outwit and outrun Gal. But this didn't work, as Gal ends up delivering another big body slam for Hawk's troubles. We then see Gal hitting a massive clothesline in the corner and then blasting Hawk in the arm with a monstrous kick. Now Hawk does make a little comeback, but this again results in Gal Jinjia stopping all momentum with a great super kick. But then eventually Hawk does take full control of the match, starting with an amazing swinging neck breaker. in which he ends up delivering a massive DDT onto Gal, in which results in the Flying Prince having to kick out after 2. As Hawk goes high risk, trying to take Jinjia out with a dropkick, Jinjia takes full control of the match and tosses him to the outside. See Jinjia posing for pictures from the limited crowd from the top rope, in which he then fakes jumping onto Hawk and then continues his beatdown. It results into him throwing Hawk back into the ring, and a great exchange in which we see a kick to the hamstring, which keeps Hawk to the ground, and a massive knee to the face. He then goes to finish HY Hawk with his phenomenal jumping spin kick, but ends up losing the match by not sticking to the stipulation. HY Hawk, the best wrestler in China, is your winner. After the match, we see Mengli Falcon, the Taizu Fist Master, not happy with HY at all after spiking his drink. He starts to beat down on Hawk, since it resulted in him losing the match against Scorpio XX. This matter is not over with Hawk. For the third match now, we have the Bad Boy and Jingjia versus the Storm Warriors, Black Tornado Renway and the Barbarian Ma Dong. This match will be Renway and Junjie doing a feeling out process in which Junjie eventually gets a nice headlock locked onto the Black Tornado. An exchange of grappling techniques in which eventually results into another side headlock on the mat, and Renway reverses it into a nice head scissors. We go back and forth until the first big power move performed by Junjie ends up putting the momentum firmly in his and Bad Boy's favour. We have a huge double team with an axe handle, and then they perform another double team move on Renway. As the action continues, Renway forces Bad Boy into the corner to make a tag to his partner, the Barbarian Ma Dong. We have a great exchange between the two until Bad Boy eventually takes the advantage with a nice bicycle kick and he secures the upper hand. After a few moments of control, Ma Dong eventually turns the tide and makes sure that Bad Boy cannot tag Junjie. We see more double team action with the newly formed Storm Warriors, the Black Tornado Renway and the Barbarian Ma Dong, in which they isolate Bad Boy away from Junjie, which causes so much frustration that he actually throws a hammer into the ring to try to make some sort of distraction so that his partner Bad Boy can eventually make the tag. We see a tremendous gut punch to Bad Boy, and then Ma Dong gets the tag. Another case of double team action going on here, and it results into a pin on Bad Boy, which he kicks out of. Madonna eventually secures a STF onto Bad Boy, trying to get the submission, in which Junjie makes the save. Madonna and the Black Tornado, in which they're still being able to keep Bad Boy away from Junjie while exchanging tags. Bad Boy eventually hits a great enziguri and tags in his tag team partner, Junjie, Zima's favourite student, in which he hits a tremendous vertical suplex on the Barbarian and gets a close pinfall attempt. Junjie hits the spinning forearm on Ma Dong, but Ma Dong strikes back with an uppercut and then power slams Junjie to the ground. 2 count. There's a tag to the Black Tornado Renway, in which he makes a massive splash onto Junjie, which we think the win is all but theirs. But Bad Boy breaks up this attempt and performs a double chokeslam to the Black Tornado. Then we see a great double stomp, and then Junjie, so to speak, puts the hammer down onto the Black Tornado Renway and picks up the victory. The Bad Boys win. And for our main event, it's a rematch between the Hunbelievable Benji, the Clean Freak OC Damon versus the Masters of Martial Art, the Nunchuck Master Bruce Mao, and the Iron Chain Daicy. We see two video packages just before the matchup. The first one is a very disturbing, which is a recap on the match from last Monday, and starts to strategize on how to beat Mao and Daicy. We see Bruce and Daicy in a dojo in which they intend to finish tonight's opponents off once and for all. Daicy and Damon get in each other's faces, and then Daicy tackles Damon to the ground and delivers some major damage. Yet Damon seeks to take all this damage and turn it into massive clubbing blows, which he rains down onto Daicy. Damon eventually finds himself in the wrong corner, and Daicy starts doing shoulder barges to weaken the big man. He then tags Bruce Mao. Bruce Mao starts with a great body slam to OC Damon. Then we see a quick tag from Mao to Daicy, in which they do a double suplex on OC Damon. A great arm wrench then applied by Daicy, which he drags OC Damon down to the ground, and another quick tag there to his partner, the Nunchuck Master Bruce Mao. Bruce Mao then lays the boot into OC Damon, and then a standing senton splash by Daicy almost claims victory. OC Damon eventually makes his way to tag Benji, in which he starts to take down Mao. After a lot of back and forth action and tags, we see Benji in the ring with Bruce Mao, in which he seems to be able to take Mao down quite surprisingly, and results into a 2-fall count. Benji then grabs hold of Bruce Mao and tags his tag team partner, the Clean Freak, who remains in control while he delivers a massive delayed suplex. For another tag in which Benji ends up splashing Bruce Mao. A nice snapmare by Benji. OC Damon hits a hesitated dropkick, and then Benji ends up finishing off Bruce Mao. After a quick pinning predicament, we have a Boston Crab on Bruce Mao for its enormous damage. Then we have a double team action on Mao, and more double team action on Mao, in which Benji gets a quick pinfall. Mao regains his composure by reversing Benji and sweeping the leg from underneath him. And then we see a tag by Benji to OC Damon, in which Bruce Mao rains strikes from hell and hits with a nice stomp to the chest. But the innovative team of Benji and OC Damon is not out. They end up performing another double team maneuver, in which Daicy has to break up the pin, then results into a brawl onto the outside between Benji and Daicy. Then Mao hits a massive DDT on the OC Damon, but he did not see Benji make a blind tag. And once Mao becomes aware, he ends up finishing Benji with a flurry of attacks, including the 1-inch punch, and he gets the pinfall victory over Benji and OC Damon. OC Damon ends up taking his frustration out on Benji with the belt, whipping the absolute hell out of him, then tries to vaccinate him as Benji leaves the ring. And at this point in the video, I realised that I've stopped doing star ratings, and this event was so good, I'm giving each match a 4-star rating. This has been just a great show to watch tonight. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, give us a like, give us a share and subscribe. And I'll see you all again for some more OWE action.